Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Against the Storm, where, if I'm honest, this settlement is a challenge. It has been a bit of a challenge, but I feel like we have a lot of things lined up nicely and everybody's going blue and, you know, a trader has showed up with 50 tea. I don't think we can actually buy it, unfortunately, but yeah, no, there's no way, right? Yeah, we just don't have anything. We don't have anything valuable, and they're charging enough for it. That's a shame. I would really love to use this to extend the amount of blue we're getting. But yeah, I just don't. I don't think we can get on that. So what else do we really need? We're producing packs of provisions, but we're out of everything they're made out of. Do you sell herbs at a cheaper price? No, your herbs are more expensive. An herb is like 50% more expensive than tea, than 1 unit of tea. I mean, we're gathering as quickly as we can here, but obviously that's only helping so much. We do have these things going, and these things will provide material. Yeah, the ranches are just getting online, right? When the ranches really get running, we're going to be in much better shape. We have a lot of goals left here, a lot of orders left to fulfill, and most of them are trade based at this point. And that should be stuff that just comes along as everything gets online. We obviously need to keep making food. Again, just sort of looking to stuff pulled out of the ground for that. We do need more nodes though. We need more gathering nodes. Specifically, we need more gathering nodes that give food. And we're not having the easiest time finding them. What I might want to do here is set up a secondary warehouse. The trip from this warehouse out to here is very long. If we set up a secondary warehouse over here and then use that to breach, there's like four easy large glades around here with theoretically at least a lot of opportunity for nodes. Maybe we can get a little bit lucky here. So let's go ahead and warehouse at this junction. Most of the stuff that we're going to be gathering that comes to the warehouse is coming from this arc. So it does make me kind of want to build it. Like, here, we'll build it facing this way. If that's right, is that the point? Whatever, who cares? And then we'll want to hack through some of this stuff to make it so that the... where is my second woodcutter? Oh, it's like right in the crevice there. Okay, they're both in the same spot. I'll hack through some of this stuff to make it so that the Trapper's Camp at least is getting through here more easily. Sorry, I do have to get all of the trees. Okay, and then we can start punching through. Nodes discovered during drizzle have more charges. Should I be pushing for... I don't know that I trust that we're going to get through the trees, even if we do focus super hard on that, because you know how slow wood cutting can get. And then another thing I would really love here is if we could... Here, maybe have like one more person available for... one more person available for building. We have a lot of everything on hand right now, so maybe I should bump somebody from the workstation as well. It feels like every time I do that, we immediately regret it, though. And we're going to use some stuff, and I don't know. For right now, this is the number of builds. Let's let people do what they're doing. That finishes the frog thing, which is going to get us 5 additional frogs. Are we taking that? Yes, right now we're taking that. We are still fully housed. The frogs have no problem. Do we want people using those boots right now for the blue, or do we want to save the boots for the storm? I kind of want to save the boots for the storm, but like being cautious is maybe a bad idea. The Crown Chronicles is the one where it's the number of ruins you've changed, the number of ruins you've rebuilt. I don't love that here. We don't have any porridge production, right? That being the case, the beanery is probably pretty good. The food production at the beanery is extremely efficient. There is a lot to be said, I think, for that. Is this too far away from... Where's the edge of that area? I don't want to build too far away from the warehouse with a food building for what I hope are obvious reasons. Like you lose some of the benefit of the fast food making. I'm gonna build this right here. I'm gonna take advantage of this sort of like weird little divot in the blight post. How are we doing on combustibles right now? Pretty poorly. So it is worth taking some of the new employees and getting back on wood cutting then, I think. And we could probably afford to chop like just kind of this general area. Or I could focus on opening up another glade. Maybe that's the smart thing to do. Because it's not like we're desperate for housing territory right now, right? We're not super short. This is actually the fastest one, I think. It'll be the fewest trees to get through. Provided that this actually gets built. So that there's not like a crazy long run back. Maybe we should turn off boot usage to hold boots. At this point, the foxes would fall back to 19 if they stopped using the boots, and that means that we would be out of blue territory. I am going to turn off usage. We're holding for this a little bit, but also mostly just to have some during the storm. We got some rep, though. Okay, that's going to make things a lot easier. All right. This is great news. Efficient porridge production is like 4 units of food or sometimes non-food into food, which is fantastic. Unfortunately, we don't have any of those things right now. And neither meat nor egg work. So we have mushrooms. We have mushroom income. I'm definitely going to tell people, do not eat the mushrooms raw. What are we making our paste out of? So, I mean, the paste recipe is pretty efficient, too, now that we have a cannery. And we are making paste. Tell people not to eat the meat and the eggs raw, either. Like, let's make sure that everything's getting consumed as good food, and we're working hard to make it as best we can. No, where is the cannery? So the cannery needs drizzle water, which we should have a bunch of. I think our drizzle water has 1 person in it. Let's turn these rates up. ahead and make that path. And we're totally going to get through this during the drizzle, which is nice. Okay, so what have we here? First of all, we need large herbalism for this, but that's a lot of berries. That would be super helpful. Aside from that, this is actually a very low node clearing, right? Like usually you see more than this in a large clearing. All right, what's the deal with this thing? We can perform a ritual to seal it back up, which has rewards that are like fine, or we can bury the entrance, which is probably not a big deal to do, but it will give us 16 penalty to resolve while we are doing it, and it's going to take, even with foxes, it's going to take over 5 minutes. Don't love that. I'm assuming we have a billion plant fiber, so that's not really... Making the plant fiber isn't the problem. We have so much. We have so much flax available. So yeah, prioritize that highly. Let's get that done. And 16 is a lot. But it's only woodcutters and gatherers that get it. That's interesting. That is actually like pretty weird. In any case, this is what we need to do because we're desperate for reputation, right? So the question is just, do we try to do it now before the storm? If we wait until after the storm, we're looking at, we have a minute and a half here and then 4 minutes of 4 minutes of clearance season and then 4 minutes of storm, and we will definitely get miasma clouded. Right now, the miasma cloud going off, like this is one of the rare things that doesn't add it doesn't tack impatience on. And right now the miasma cloud doesn't do anything. We're pulled back enough that this would not be a problem. So we don't have to go for it right now. But we certainly don't want to like hugely complicate things by having this open at the same time that we have the next event open. I guess what that mostly means for us is that we can bail safely, right? We can decide to do a different thing. So let me grab another fox from somewhere. Let's replace you with a frog. So we can put 2 foxes on this. They're gonna make the fabric as fast as they can. I guess we don't actually hit investigate until we're closer to having it done. I'm actually gonna reset you so that you spend your time making fabric here. Or, alternatively, neither of you could do anything. Right, because the fabric value is at its... Alright, get going. Once they start running the fabric, that'll get produced. We got this, and as much as I don't necessarily love the idea of cutting a point of impatience, I do think that being on reinforced saw blades as early as possible is valuable. I don't know. I'm going to leave it for the moment. What's going on with my trade routes? Why do I not have anything available for sale? We have packs, just none of these are. Yeah, it's like a lot of routes asking for weird things that they don't usually ask for. All right. Look at that. Double up, double up. That's beautiful. Okay, so we need trade routes in general. We need to run 10 total trade routes. 5 trade routes that are worth at least 17 amber. 3 more trade routes that are worth at least 9 amber. And then also generally just get levels because of the cornerstone here. So we do not have anything that could go to 17. We could take this all the way to 9. We could take this all the way to 10 and at least satisfy profitable trade. Plus, you know, 10 amber is not useless. Foxes are starving. Well, they should eat fucking food. Let them eat porridge. No, I'm going to turn that all the way up too. The foxes will eat the paste, even when it's not their favorite. Like even when it's not one of their preferred fancy foods. They will still eat stuff that is fancy food if they don't have anything else to eat. But we shouldn't be seeing starvation messages because there is plenty of food. Well, plenty is strong. Right now, I basically have people set to only be able to get food from the advanced node or the advanced food types, but like we do have those. It shouldn't be that much of a problem. All right, now we really need to hope to find the herbalist camp upgrade because this is a lot of extra food if we can. Berry bushes, yeah, the upgraded berry bushes come back at double value most of the time. It's just a matter of getting there. Okay, so they're running this right now, and you can see the hit to overall resolve is not really that bad. But obviously things are going to get real messy once the storm starts, as they always do. I do think it was probably worth it to take care of this. How's the counter going on this thing? We're getting close to 1. Unfortunately, we have to cash in. So we're going to get 1 point of rep from this. We're going to get 0.75 from this. So between those two, we'll go up enough to get another blueprint. We have another trade available. That's a pretty poor trade, in my opinion. And I don't think we're going to make it. We're just going to hold those packs. Because the new season means it's going to reroll all that stuff, right? Oh, right. Also, cysts. We do need to assign some folk to cyst work before the storm. We don't have a huge number of harpies. Here, let's bump all y'all. Replace the harpies at the trapper camp with you. Just give me 1 more of these. Go ahead and take this to 5. But we managed to rebuild our wood supply, which is important because we're probably going to have to do some we're probably going to have to do some work with that. And then, like, do I want to cut through into the Forbidden Glade? I think so. I probably want to do it from down here rather than the very, very easy way to get in through there, because we want to have a path that leads back to our new warehouse. So let's try something that looks like this. Yeah. Okay, and get ready to manage the sadness. Get ready to manage the sadness does include turning on boot usage. Okay, that's really not that bad. Is that that's fire 2 woodcutters, and then people are positive? Yeah, that's not bad at all. We actually don't have to use the boots, although at this point, you know, we may as well. We do have boot production. I remembered eventually. And trade routes. Okay, 17 is still high, But these are 17able in theory. So I need more packs. Can we get... Let me turn the limit on this up to 15. Because we have stuff, right? Yes, we have plenty of meat. Alright, looks like the corruption's going to be well under control. Let's let you build something, do the run immediately. So that I can launch that. Okay. Plant fiber. Oh, do we have plant fiber? Wait, we don't. All of a sudden, all my plant fiber is gone. What the hell? I thought we had lots of plant fiber a second ago. Did we really pull that many or pull that much? Huh. I mean, I know I had fabric still set to top priority, but also they ran out of... That was very strange. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna wait for more gathering to occur because we do very much want to do that trade route. Okay, over here. Stop. Don't actually enter the new glade. I have to sit here carefully watching my my plant fibers. Current 11, average 79. Yeah, I agree. It does feel like usually we have like a lot. What am I using plant fiber for? Oh, the branches. Maybe turn off the meat recipe for a second. So yeah, they're all meat focusing right now. Meat maxing, as it were. So effectively that I don't think I'm going to get to run this route. What if I put all of the meat back in? Nope, we're just not going to get to do it. Okay, well, that sucks. And this I can run this at 10. That's still something. We still got to get some trade routes done, but I'm a little disappointed by that. I did not realize what the problem was there. Okay, so we can go ahead and do that. Let's get our 20 coal for every 3 burned cysts is probably fantastic for us, right? Calming the forest theoretically could be good. Hard to know. Like, so much comes down to what events you get shown. Let's go ahead and turn this in as well. Explorer's Lodge, Tool Shop. Not a very good pull. Alright, before we spend any amber, let's go check out this dude who does not have any good blueprints for us to buy. Increased efficiency on paste production is certainly not bad, but I think we need our amber for other things. We have 12 points of building materials, which we should be reinvesting in the community. The community of frogs. So, okay, these houses all have it already. We're going to use stormwater for this part. Okay. There we go. That should be some good, some pretty good income then. And obviously we're past the point where we want to be building income. We want to be cashing in now, but the world is what it is. Upgraded trapper camp is not necessary. We have one of those already. Grill is also not necessary, so honestly, it's hold for reroll again. Pretty sure. This is a bad deal. This would not have gotten us to 17 even at 5x. If we go heavy on boot manufacture, I mean, if we were able to. The problem is, I think we're probably pretty low on ability to manufacture boots at this point, right? Yeah, we don't have a lot of that stuff left over. Okay. Oh, you shouldn't still be working here. We should rearrange that, but you should not still be working. Yeah, that's a real shame. Okay, now... I think we can take on some more people. I think I'm okay with that. Nobody needs housing. We're pretty built up on housing since we lost a lot of people. Yeah, okay. So at this point we can have some people sitting in the tea house. We can reassign some woodcutters. We didn't end up having to go to the wood supply, which is pretty great news. Alright, get you guys in there, start chopping. What else? Just raw stone. We did get some raw stone in there, but that's not... It's not enough for a good yield. Let's see what we got here. Clay, mushrooms. Again, need that large herbalist camp would be so very good. This thing, in order to fix it, is very expensive. We need 60 of a container plus some huge amount of metal or for some reason oil. Or we could just burn it down for some rewards that are like fine. Yeah, rewards that I do not think are very good. They're not very compelling to me. So I really want to go for the fix. It's just a matter of how are we going to do that. Did you have metals on you? Not really. You have parts which you sell for 4 each and tools which you sell for 231 each. We'd have to buy 9 tools or 18 parts. So it is cheaper to do it with tools. Oh, he has a wildfire essence. We can buy 1 wildfire essence from him. And that is a thing we can absolutely afford. How do I want to generate the money is the question, I suppose. It's not a big deal to put the... Oh, sorry, that 0.75 was the whole stack. I was like, if these are 0.75 each, that's not so bad. Yeah. It's hard to generate money. I guess we're going to have to give them all the amber and then also some of our packs. And that'll cover that half of it. But then we also have to generate more containers somehow. And he doesn't have any for trade, so we do actually have to make them. I guess actually the way to do this would be to look at the containers in this view. We literally don't have any buildings that can produce any of that. That's fun. I need money really badly. Because we need these rerolls. We have a little bit of stone. Do any of these open into enough stuff? So I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to cracking one of these things. The answer is no. 25 barrels is very insufficient. Yeah, not even close. And we're in a really grim spot here. Impatience-wise, too. All right. So we have 10 coming in right now. 10 amber coming in on a trade route that will be available in 3 minutes. But we can't produce more money via trade, basically. All these trade routes are like only interested in packs of goods. We're about to get another reputation point, or another reputation point off of our resolve. So that'll do something. I don't want to take just like a bad building design, but we can't afford the reroll. And we won't be able to anytime soon. Man. We really just like there is actually no use for either of these though. In a way that's like it's shocking how bad this is. Do any of my orders have a significant amount of... No. None of these orders give money at all, in fact. Nope, this is just pretty grim. This is just pretty grim. Okay, well... Let's make this deal. So now we're 17 of the amber toward a goal. This thing going off once is not the end of the world. Even going off a couple of times wouldn't really be that bad. But what we need to do here is produce. So what does it cost to upgrade a pump to level 2? Okay, I'm gonna up our caps for these to 10 each. $20 bricks and 20 fabric, I guess. We may as well be ready for it, right? I'm going to turn off the meat recipes for a minute because we need to build up the fibers. But it shouldn't be too hard to get water industry going, which will give us, you know, obviously a little bit more resolve to work with. And I'm going to try not to be like horribly impatient here. We're almost to a second point of value on that. How bad are we on blight cysts? Okay, well, let's just turn that number up. We have a building that is in theory capable of producing tea, don't we? Yeah, an alchemist's hut, which is this one. It's... Did we build our alchemist's hut? It is a green building, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, it's a purple building. Big purple building that we don't have established. Well, that could change. It is going to eat into my supplies. Let me actually pursue the upgrades of these things first. So we want to upgrade that, and then also this one, and probably it's going to be bricks, is my guess. Yeah, bricks are getting done first. Oh, only because some other stuff already... only because some planks already did get done. Alright, so we're loaded for that one once we hit the raw numbers again. The coming of this season did not give us a single runnable trade route, which is kind of insane. Pretty tough to imagine, honestly. Alright, gained another point of reputation off Resolve. I mean, we're doing really well off of Resolve right now. And I think we're going to generate a lot of coal during this next storm, because we're going to burn a whole lot of blight rot cysts. So that's cool. Actually, you know what? Maybe the best thing to do here is to try to build... Let's build out a path into the woods that looks like this. Try to open those during the next season. And I know, like, getting ahead of myself, whatever, but, like, it could matter. We could rip this down, but I don't know that I necessarily think that's super valuable to do. Alright, we almost got our bricks. I think I'm going to go ahead and just turn this one in, because this one is not going to push us up a point of rep. Oh, no, I did. I thought... Oh, that's right. We're sorry. We're getting full points of rep from this. I'm so used to, from last game, order completions only being worth half a point, that I totally spaced that was not the rule here. Okay, metal for 3, pretty bad. And then, okay, you know, wow, 6 fabric to 1 amber. Are you kidding me? Okay, so some pretty awful trade routes. The game is definitely trying hard to deny us any footing here, and it's doing a wonderful job. We will, in fact, just slow this down a little bit. Corruption, I don't think is going to be a problem. It's filling up pretty fast. Can I get another person on that? We have more unassigned people than I realized. Unfortunately, there's just not, like, it's not a huge number of good jobs right now. Let me put a second person on this. And we can make more metal. We do not need to be so stingy on the metal. Let's not burn all of the resin for that, but let's get some. So every time they kill a node assist, it pops current corruption back a little bit, and then corruption is growing slower from that point. But I still think that we're going to have a problem here. And I thought I remembered that one of these granted extra resistance, but I guess that's not correct. Also, we're not level 3. What am I doing? What am I doing over here with us not being level 3? It's fixable pretty quickly, but it's not quickly enough, certainly. If I had thought about it just a little bit earlier, it totally might have been. Okay. So I think we are going to get an overflow event here. We're going to lose some people. Okay, Blight Fighter gets immediately replaced. Rancher gets immediately replaced. Okay, well, we certainly won't get a second event. Harpy resolve is low, but everybody else is high enough that we can just favor through. Numbers going up faster than I'm comfortable with, in case you were curious. It is a concern. We do want to build our alchemist's hut. I just wanted to wait until after we got the resources in for the other things. Let's make sure we build this. Because we should be producing tea. Even if it is a controlled substance. This is why we don't listen to queens. Okay, that will at least get us profitable trade. And then we're still going to need 5 more trade routes for income tax, so we just try to make them the export hub trade routes if we can. And at the moment, I don't know that I do need to take on more people. Okay. Additional corruption, 40 meat every time a villager dies or leaves is not necessary. Obsidian runestone honestly might be helpful. Turns out we're generating some corruption. We are producing some, we're running some rainwater through those engines. This is turning up a little bit in terms of speed. Okay, Sother, my dude, can you help me? He can. What I would love is 32 of your finest water skins. If you could just help me out with that. And we have packs of building materials that are mostly for trade at this point. And we have actually a very large amount of paste, although it doesn't sell very well. We could move several packs of provisions. I'd be fine with that because we have the stuff to make more. And then there's like the question of, do we want to pick up anything else while we're here? I would love to grab generous donation, but I don't think we can get ourselves to 28 amber. We don't have any trade routes running that will finish while he's still here. So I'd have to get 11 amber off of him. Well, actually, what I would do is I would take 8 amber and finally do that reroll, right? So the question is, can I make it to there? And I'm pretty sure the answer is no. I'll just take this. Okay, and that makes this finally doable. We're gonna get a lightning strike. It's fine. It's going to be extremely repairable. Are we doing any other building right now? We're not. I think it's okay to just put our last couple people to work here for the moment. So right now we're making our bricks here. I think I'm gonna stop that. Let's just make this a porridge spot again. We'll return the brick stuff. Yeah. Okay, so this would require us to right. Bloody hell. Well, the brick recipe here is slightly more efficient. Okay, so we're totally going to get into that at some point, provided that we get production going on containers. It's going to be 4 minutes before we have the amber to try to fix that. This settlement is finishing slow. Oh man, that's gonna take 1,000,000 years. Can I swap our firekeeper to a harpy really quickly? course, the extra carrying capacity is so useful. There we go. That'll be helpful. And this wood cutting has taken forever. I guess I need to... So at this point we can get this thing in here, right? Yeah. I need to reassign more people to the wood cutting camp. That's part of what's going on there. So maybe I do need more folks. And if we're taking on more folks, what do we want? Like 5 harpies is a lot of harpies. Right now we have 6 houses, so we can house up to 10. Well, now that's interesting. Right? We have the housing to go pretty wild on that. We'd still be good on frogs. The thing is, if you take more people than you need and you're in a position where you are losing people, that's all every loss is more impatience, and we're flirting on that line already. I don't even have to build any extra housing. Although, actually, sorry, I do kind of need to build fox housing. We got a little fox donut. Okay, with that, we can now contribute additional wood cutting, which will be useful for a while. Oh, I can stop favoring the harpies, which is fucking some shit up. We can send a squad to rebuild each of these buildings. You can tell I've been playing a game with what I will describe as more aggressive camera controls, and so I keep trying to tilt, like physically tilt the playfield. I keep trying to look more down at it so that I can have more precise horizontal clicking, which is not how it works. So we'd like us to open up paths like that. Actually, sorry, I want to open up like that. Okay, that should handle all of those, and then you guys are almost done running resources to this. And as soon as they finish with that, we can swap the fox back into control of the hearth. Okay. One more minute before our rerolls. We actually are going to get this open during this season. Ooh, it's going to be close. Okay. Maybe I'll hold back on these. Come back and just like chop trees over here. Okay, so what do we got? Large root node. Some more mushrooms, some small mushrooms, so we can grab those. And unfortunately, some fallen frog architects. Oh no. So we can pay resin for their funeral. It doesn't cost us anything at all to do. It's just it's a nice, easy win. And it does eat my reroll money, but this is more important. And then these would require a large foragers camp, which we also don't have. Wait, isn't there? There's supposed to be mushrooms. Where is the mushroom node? I actually don't see it. Oh, there it's okay. It's like covered by a bush. Well, let's go ahead and get it, I suppose. There's no reason not to. Okay. Is that frog housing or that fox housing getting done? Well, I guess we had a lot of people who were assigned to a lot of things for a minute there. We haven't had raw builders because we've been running people through their paces. Do we want to grab this before the storm? So it dumps a point of, yeah, you know what, I will take it, because it gives us enough boots to probably keep people on +5 resolve through the storm, which is, I think, worthwhile. Corruption is reading as high, but we're way more than prepared for what we got there. And look at this shit where we actually have trade routes available. Is there anything that we can get up to a high enough value? If we could get this to 4x. Yeah, the answer is maybe. We might be able to get an export hub trade off of that, which would be pretty rad. How are we doing on... Okay, don't have a lot of copper ore, but I think this is good. This is a good start. We do have people here that we could grab or that we could send home for... Honestly, I don't usually do this, but we should probably send these people home for the money in this case, I think. Also, I should remember to make this swap before the storm hits, because it's very likely that I would just forget about that. That's a real concern. And that'll be our reroll money. Okay. 2 points of vitality. We still haven't actually gotten any service income. How are we doing on meat? We only have 160 meat left. I'm going to turn the meat recipe back on one of these. I can't believe we aren't getting any of the stuff necessary for... Jeez, yeah. All right. It's been a weird game, you know? I don't think we're going to get anywhere near the amount of metal that we need to make the trade before the end of the season. Okay, so that's going to be a point of Queen's Grace. That's going to be 1.5, so we're going to be at 14 then. We're getting 8 fragments for this. So we're going into Storm 7. So if we finish the game by the end of Storm 8, we are still pulling a fragment per year, and we're right on pace. And I think that's pretty doable. I think that's probably pretty doable. We're actually going to have a lot of amber from all this stuff finishing, provided that we don't, nothing horrible goes wrong here in a second. How's my supply of wood looking? Pretty solid. Pretty solid. Got a lot of coal too, which gives us a lot of opportunity as far as sacrifice goes. All right, so y'all back off. We'll cut you out of here too. That's as low as we're going to be able to get that with just woodcutters. Prioritize this stuff for the moment. Just chop, chop, chop. What do we have here? Trade-wise, bricks. Yeah, they're still being real coy about getting us to 20. Again, like this, if we had, we'd have to 5x this to get 17. So we'd have to have 45 bricks to trade in, which is not undoable. And also 15 packs, which is like, which again is very, I think it's very reasonable. I mean, fuck it. Take me to 45. We can handle that. How's this going? Oh, yeah, we're not in any danger. Calming water has gotten us all the way to -30, which is not what you would hope. Friendly relations is only giving us 1 point, which again is not what you would hope. I would still say that I feel like a lot of the sort of elements of this have come together in a way that feels designed to screw us. It's like everything not quite lining up, and we're handling it. You know, we're still getting there. All right, do we have our 25 yet? No, it's coming. There it is. Reroll into something worse? Remarkably, no. This is at least theoretically usable. Water skins and incense, both actually meaningful. Nobody likes an advanced rain collector, but we got 3 more points built up behind this, so I guess I'll take it. This doesn't really do anything for us. We already have tool and yeah, we have production on everything. Service buildings, kind of whatever. Barrels and coats. And yeah, they're never gonna let us have the things that we should trivially have. Okay, also I stopped paying attention and we lost a person because I was not looking at the thing. We can absolutely, without question, turn the hostility level down 1 more. No problem. Where are we at on this thing? We are getting pretty close. There we go. That's one of those good trade routes. The game is going to be basically over by the time it has a chance to run, but it has happened. Okay, so that's connected. So we're going to get half a point from this. And then we need to generate 4 more points. We are not in a good position tools wise, and that's on me. I'm being slow on tool production, so we should be producing tools. We have the metal flow to be good at producing tools. Oh, that's not a new, sorry. The ping was this. Where do we want to move this to? I guess, right? Well, you know, honestly, the seam arrow is probably more valuable right now than the clay. We have a lot of clay. Alright, yeah, no limit on those, just go nuts. We certainly have enough, what do you call it? We certainly have enough caches laying around to be able to turn in. Alright, and let's move this in just a little bit here. Refocus us. Yeah, that should get us there. Okay. Steel shovels, I guess. Whatever. This is no good, but we'll probably, at this point, it probably doesn't matter anymore. We're probably past it mattering. I would love to buy 30 tools. My guess is we probably still can't get there. +1 to tool production is quite meaningful. It's 50% more tools per recipe. These would be 69.30. So if we were to throw a lot of stuff at them, I have 27 amber worth of clay. But even with all that on the table, we still don't get there. It's just very expensive to buy tools. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this. Then we're going to put on the table the stuff that we can spare. I can probably spare 300 of this. We're actively mining sea marrow. We have a ton of coal. Like, we're good on combustibles. To the point where I could send off a lot of wood as well, but I don't know that it's actually all that beneficial to do so. Okay. What does 3314 get me? Okay, I can make it to that. We can throw more clay in there. Oh, sorry. What am I doing? Sorry, I meant go up 1 on this, and then we can make it to the next value here. Okay. I feel comfortable with that. So that's not enough to send back a big cache right now, but we'll be working on it. Let's max out the stormwater. And then we have some trade routes that we could run. You know, if we did just finish off income tax, that would probably be fine. Be a fine thing to do. A way to get 1 more of these points easily. Oh, also, I'm sorry. Did you have coats? You don't have coats. Okay. I can produce coats. And then we can actually just... I've, like, totally left our... I've just left boots turned off for a very long time. Probably we can stop doing that. We're also still actually blue, like somehow. How are we still not cut through on this? That's crazy. I was also thinking, you know, it might be nice to get an easy point of rep from an event here, but it's kind of seeming like that's maybe not going to happen. Oh my god. Yeah, how high is the corruption? You know what? Something tells me we'll be fine. There we go. About damn time. Okay, more stuff for the trappers to do. The trappers are... Trapper's Nest is currently not running? Why is... Oh, right, I forgot to reassign people to it after the fall off. That's always annoying. Well, you know what? Actually, here's how we're going to resolve this. Just get me coats. Get me the number of coats necessary to finish this thing. And then we can excavate this for... Yeah, that's the normal conversion, right? You open one of the 15 tool caches. So this is just a cache, basically. Good enough for me. Have another one of these, and we'll just make a trade. Actually, we can get this one over 17 value really easily. That's nice. Not that it matters a huge amount, because I think finishing export hub is pretty unlikely. But it is 2 of the trade routes that we need for income tax that are currently running. So that seems very doable. And then watch the tool counter. Honestly, we probably don't need to produce any more tools. I'm going to pull y'all from the thing so that I can use you to run some of these tools back. But I think we're good. I think that's it. Run that. That'll finish income tax. Yeah, year 8. It didn't need to be 8 years, probably. But I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we're there. I was just waiting for all the stuff to roll in. It felt, like I said, it definitely did feel like things were arrayed against us. Oh, shoot. Coat consumption is on. Well, whatever. We can actually finish this building. That'll get us there eventually. I have to turn off meat again. They go through the plant matter so quickly. Okay, so that's one thing finished. Let's have someone jump in here and make us a single order of coats. Turn in this thing. Oh, yeah, it felt like a lot of stuff was arrayed against us, but also I'm definitely not playing optimally. The blueprints were really, really cruel this time, though. And that is something that's, like, increasingly harder to deal with, right? I don't really know what you're supposed to do about your blueprints being so hostile on these high difficulties. You know what? Also, you get favored. Problem solved. Yeah, but now we're just waiting for the coats to finish. Also, we actually do have enough. We have enough stuff to do that, so we may as well have another couple extra points of reputation coming in hot on the heels of this one that should be our final one, just to really drive the point home. I feel like that's always the way with our builds too. It's like it's very difficult to get, like it's much more difficult to get that sort of like an early stabilization, and then we end up having constructed this machine that it's like you get to the end and it's like, oh, I could do 10 more. Do you need 10 more? Like, all right, but that's good and clean. Back to the world map here. What do we have? So we're sticking to the timeline for the moment. I'm going to take supply package again. And then we have some options. But before we go clicking on any options, obviously we need to see the new difficulty. A fee for each discovered glade. Could that be... no. Okay, I guess it couldn't be. I don't... Could that be a little more descriptive, was the thing I didn't finish saying there. Because that, like, what do you mean fee? Like amber, or... I have no idea what that means, and so it's very difficult to judge how much difficulty it's adding. Let's see here. We have followers of the Forsaken Gods available to us. As you make your way through the wilds, you hear a faint humming, an eerie song in a strange language. As you get closer, you see a circle of cloaked figures gathered around a strange obelisk. One of them points at you, and the others start slowly walking toward you. We can join in the ritual to get 25 mushrooms and 5 reserve embarkation points, or we can send volunteers. So boot 2 villagers, but get 5 extra seal fragments and 4 reserve. Like, this is interesting. This gives us a little bit of... oh, all your starting caravans lose 2 villagers. That's harsher than I understood it to be. Win a game before year 8 ends, after 10 villagers have died, for 5 extra reserve embarkation points. I'm trying to think, like, what is the best... I guess the best way to kill villagers would on purpose would be overcorruption, right? Would be intentionally not dealing with the blight. And you could probably do that like pretty much at the end. Just try to manage your hostility a little better than I did. And then for the last couple of cycles, just don't put anybody in the blight house until you have 10 dead. This seems extremely doable. That said, 5 reserve embarkation points is only slightly better than just like getting us a royal resupply. Statue of the Forefathers giving you 1 fewer cornerstone probably is a lot more of a pain in the ass than the Followers of the Forsaken Gods event. What about this Cloaked Wanderer? Always into the east. Why do things happen as they do in dreams? So he's clutching something in his hand. You know that trying to take it by force would not be the wisest decision, but maybe he'd be willing to part with it for the right price. No, based on that story, no, definitely not. Start the game here with 1 Bloodflower clone in your settlement. Win while having at least 3 Bloodflower clones by the end. Like you have to have 3 Bloodflower clones active? So this would be the game that gets us to 76 seal fragments. 3 games from there is not... Yeah, we would not have the flame altar for the final battle. So this seems like it's probably too much of a pain. Become cursed for 2 games. At the beginning of year 8, the Cloaked Wanderer will kill 8 villagers. 10 seal fragments that's a whole settlement. That puts you so far ahead that you could afford to boot one. You could afford to play a couple of games on much lower difficulties. Although out here, the minimum difficulty is high enough that probably isn't even really relevant. I gotta be honest with you. I'm kind of feeling this. I think it's probably easy enough to game this. We usually do win before year 8 ends, and this would be no additional difficulty modifiers. As long as you don't forget to kill the 10 villagers, and there'll be a thing in the top right of the screen the whole time reminding you. So that feels pretty doable. Plus, this keeps us up into the area where there's lots more question marks. 40 years to go, 37 fragments left to gather, and we're in good shape here. I think we're going to get there. Whether or not we're going to do it is another question. And of course, there is the challenge. Oh, that's not very smooth. Of course, there is the challenge of what the hell does the 19th point of prestige even mean? But we'll figure it out. When you come back next time, that's what we're doing. We're going to see what that means. And we'll see you then.